Alright guys, let's talk about how you can purchase a house with no closing costs, because everybody loves a party. Alright, so how can you do this? I've got 2 examples for you on how to get a property without paying any closing costs. Let's go. First one, you're buying a property and you have a real estate agent that's representing you, okay? Make your offer, ask the seller to pay the maximum amount of closing costs that's allowed. Now, you can ask your real estate agent, how can you do this? How much can they pay? They can buffer the majority of your closing costs. Now, the seller may not like this. If you offer $100,000 on a house, for example, and ask them to pay $5,000 towards your closing costs, the seller may ask you to raise the price. They may say, well, hey, let's make the price $105,000 and I, the seller, will pay your closing costs. So in essence, you're still paying them. You just don't have to pay them out of pocket. So there's creative ways to make this work. And as long as the home can still appraise for the value that you're writing the contract for, then this will all work out. Okay, I got one more for you. This one includes a dirty little secret of the lending industry. Do me a favor, if you're liking this video, go ahead and nail me in the face, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Here's the secret. Use a credit union. All right, if you have a home, I bought a home, my first house a number of years ago. It was a huge fixer-upper. I had to go and get, in fact, I couldn't even use a credit union at first because I had to get like this hard money loan at a high interest rate, but I got this home. It needed a bunch of repairs. Over time, I was making the repairs on this home. I was getting it all ready. I got to the point where I had equity built up in this home because I had created value, which is something I highly advise you to do if you're able to. If you can live somewhere, buy another property for inexpensive, be fixing it up, you're adding value. So if you can get it to the point where then it's new, nice, ready to move into, you can then go get financing on its current value. So I had $50,000 or something all in this property over time with a little small loan and a bunch of my money going into it. But now this house is worth $100,000 when I'm ready to move in. So I go to a credit union. Here's the secret about credit unions. They are not running at a profit. Their goal is not to make investors and stockholders money. They are owned by the members. They're member-run organizations. They're actually non-profit organizations. That's why their interest rates can be so low, and they can do things like give loans that don't have closing costs. So I have financed both of my personal properties through credit unions. I always find them when they're running a special where they charge no closing costs for a loan. Even the appraisal, which is usually like $400 to $500 in my market, even the appraisal has gotten reimbursed back to me. I've had to pay out of pocket up front. I've written them a check, and then once the loan goes through, I've gotten reimbursed for the appraisal. So that is huge. Now, next up, you should check out this video on why the financial pros are wrong. Have a watch.